Hello students. Hello students, welcome back to the next session where we are studying the semi-solid dosage form that are jellies. Myself Ashwini Zamdade, lecturer at Sanjivani College of Pharmaceutical Education and Research, Kopargaon. Let us first see what are the learning outcomes of this session. After observing this presentation or lecture, students will be able to know what are jellies, its types, formulation of jellies, preparation of jellies, its preservation and storage. Let us discuss one by one. What are jellies first? Jellies are transparent or translucent non-gaseous semi-solid preparations meant for external application to the skin or mucous membrane. Jellies do not contain the greasy substances like waxes which are used in ointment or cream preparations. They may be prepared from natural gums such as tragacanth, pectin, sodium alginate. These all are the gums which are used for, or we can say gelling agents which are used for such preparations. Then synthetic derivatives also we can use like methyl cellulose, sodium carboxymethyl cellulose, etc. They are similar to mucilage because they may be prepared from gums, but they differ from mucilage in having jelly-like consistency. Now let us discuss different types of jellies. Now these jellies are classified in three types based on its use. For what purpose they are used, on that basis we can classify in three types. First are medicated jellies, then lubricating jellies, and miscellaneous jellies. These are the three types of jellies. Let us discuss first medicated jellies. These are chiefly used on mucous membrane and skin for their spermicidal, local anesthetic or antiseptic property. These jellies contain water in sufficient amount, and after evaporation of water from jellies it provides a local cooling effect on the skin, and it also forms a residual film which gives protection to the skin. Example of such type of jellies are ephedrine sulfate jelly is used as a vasoconstrictor to arrest the bleeding of nose. Vasoconstrictor are those agents which constrict the blood vessels and stops the bleeding. Then let us see the next type of jellies, that are lubricating jellies. These jellies are used for lubrication of diagnostic equipment. Already you know what are lubricants. Lubricants which forms a layer on any substance, like you can say on powder or granules. Lubricants forms a surface or coating. Such type of coating is done on the diagnostic equipments such as surgical gloves, cystoscopes, finger stalls, then catheters and rectal thermometers, etc. For this purpose, these jellies are used to lubricate these all equipments which are used in any operation which we do in, or any surgery we do. These jellies are thin, transparent and water soluble. They should be sterile. They should be sterile because they are used as a lubricant for articles to be inserted into sterile regions of the body, such as urinary bladder or any other cavity where it is inserted. Then let us see next type of jellies, that are miscellaneous jellies. These jellies are meant for patch testing. Now let us see what are patch testing. These jellies are used as a vehicle for allergens which are applied on the skin to check the sensitivity. On drying, the residual film is formed which helps to keep the patches separate and avoid the confusing results. Then next, electrocardiography. It is done for the heart, and these jellies are applied on the electrode which are used for this testing to reduce the electrical resistance between the patient's skin and electrode. The jellies contain sodium chloride and glycerin. It also contains pumice powder. Sodium chloride is a good conductor of electricity, where glycerin act as an humectant. You already know what are humectant, which maintain the humidity or moistness of the preparation. Now let us see the next part, that are formulation of jellies. The formulation of jelly consists of gelling agents, then preparation methods, preservation methods, storage of the jellies. Now let us see one by one. Gelling agents used in jellies. Gelling agents are usually the hydrocolloids. Examples of these are tragacanth, sodium alginate, pectin, starch, gelatin, and cellulose derivatives. Now, tragacanth is used for the preparation of lubricating or medicated or contraceptive jellies. Its formulation consists of, let us consider istamol jellies. It consists of istamol 2 gram, 5 gram tragacanth, 10 gram alcohol 90%, 2 gram glycerin, and 100 gram of water. Then sodium alginate. It is used as lubricant in the concentration 1.5 to 2% and used as dermatological vehicle in the concentration of 5 to 10%. Sodium alginate is more preferred gelling agent than tragacanth. The sodium alginate jelly consists of 7 gram of sodium alginate, 7 gram of glycerin, then 0.2 gram of methyl hydroxybenzoate, 0.05 gram of calcium gluconate, and 100 gram of purified water. Now next comes pectin. Pectin is a valuable gelling agent for acid products. Glycerin is used as humectant in dermatological jellies. Now next type of gelling agent are starch. Starch mucilage prepared with water alone lead to bacterial growth, so as a suitable preservatives must be added. Starch jellies should be freshly prepared and packed in well closed container. Now next is gelatin. Gelatin is soluble in hot water. A 2% gelatin solution in hot water form a jelly on cooling. Very stiff medicated jelly can be prepared by incorporating about 15% gelatin. Such jellies are melted before use, and its preparation consists of, let us consider example, zinc gelatin jelly. It is also called as Unna's paste. It consists of 15 gram of zinc oxide, 15 gram of gelatin, 35 gram of glycerin, and about 35 gram of water. Now last comes cellulose derivatives. Methyl cellulose or sodium carboxymethyl cellulose are widely used for the preparation of jellies. Sodium carboxymethyl cellulose is used for the preparation of lubricating jellies as well as used for sterile jellies also. Example of such type of jellies are cellulose ether based jellies, which consist of sodium CMC 5 gram, glycerin 15 gram, methyl hydroxybenzoate 0.1 gram, patent blue 5 0.001 gram, and purified water 100 gram. This is all the gelling agents which are generally used in the preparation of jellies. Now preparation of jellies. Pharmaceutical jellies are usually prepared by adding a thickening agent such as tragacanth, carboxymethylcellulose, etc. to an aqueous solution of drug. The mass is saturated in mortar until a uniform product is obtained. The glass pestle and mortar is used in case of dark colored drug. The whole gum should be prepared over the powder gum to prefer the jelly because it produces a clear preparation of uniform consistency. Then preservation and storage of jellies. Jellies contain large amount of water, so these are prone to bacterial and fungal growth. So preservatives should be added. Jellies must be suitably preserved by adding a preservative like methyl P hydroxybenzoate in 0.1 to 0.2% weight by volume. Then propyl P hydroxybenzoate in 0.05%, cholesterol 0.1 to 0.2%, phenyl mercuric nitrate 0.001%, benzoic acid in concentration 0.2%, and benzalkonium chloride 0.02%. Then storage. It should be stored in well filled and well closed container to minimize the evaporation of water. It should be stored at cool place. Sterile jellies are generally stored in collapsible tube. This is all about the jellies. We have seen the preservative and storage conditions of jellies. This is all from this session. In next session, we are going to study what are poultices. Till then, stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you.